In the last couple of episodes, we've already beaten quite a lot of levels. We've killed quite a few zombies and gotten quite a few plants, but that's not all ancient Egypt has to offer. Even the easiest world in this game has a boss. Some mysterious guy hiding up there in the hierarchy of zombies, waiting to prey on us when we eventually reach his domain. Surely this game has an individual like that? A mysterious powerful entity, perhaps, or a wicked man with ungodly desires? Zoom. Oh, hey, a salesman. He wants my brains? Hmm. Nah, this can't be the bad dude. Well, it looks like to get to Zomboss, we must first get through all of his goons. Zombies that are situated along the way to make our lives difficult. We're up to stage 12, and there's only 25 before we have to fight Zomboss, so we might as well complete them all today. Starting with a couple of basic strategies I had along the way. I had bought the Squash, a powerful instant use plant that could take out one single zombie the day before with my 100 free gems. I would be using the Squash in every round that I can, primarily focusing it on tankier zombies such as the Pharaoh or Buckethead. The main attackers in our squad will be the Bloomerang and the Bonk Choy later on when we unlock him. Both of these plants I have enough seed packets for to reach level 3, and as we all know, leveling is incredibly broken and should be abused to the very max. Finally, we like to round out with a couple of utility plants such as the Cabbage Pult for finishing off the last waves of weak zombies with its plant food ability, and the Iceberg Lettuce for stalling and its powerful plant food if we ever need. Okay, it's time to wrap up level 12. Come on, Squash, all you've got to do is hit this Pharaoh zombie. Oh. Well. Right, yeah, so not everything went to plan, but come on, man, you really gonna blame me for one Squash mistake? I didn't really know how the plant works, okay? I just bought it yesterday. Please, please, I'm good at this game, I swear. Moving on from day 12, day 13 of ancient Egypt was a special objective level. The silly man, Crazy Dave, had left his mold colonies out on the lawn, and unfortunately they just so happened to be taking up the two last rows, which were very, very important rows for plant defenses. But no matter, we would just shift our defense 2 rows up, and that seems to just do the trick. And so, with level 13 completed, we are able to collect the Bonk Choy. And for any of you who don't quite understand what the Bonk Choy does, here is a very accurate demonstration. So basically it goes... And so, with the Bonk Choy collected, we easily breeze through level 14, which is just another average level. We'll be beginning to skip through as many of these as possible now. And we're into another completely different section, the Zen Garden. Now this is kind of an area where all you do is plant plants, but there's a twist. When these plants grow to their maximum size, they provide you with immeasurable power in the form of boosts. Now obviously in the first tutorial, they don't tell you about boosts just yet, but we'll see about that later. Day 15 presents us with another interesting objective. These sunflowers you see on the screen here are refugees. They are hiding from the tyrannical zombie campaign and need our help to stay alive, as they're on some sort of hideous watch list where survivors get hunted down and executed one by one. Defending the sunflowers is a rather simple ordeal actually. All we had to do was offer each one of them a bodyguard Bonk Choy and a bit of supporting fire with the Bloomerangs. And we easily get through day 15 without even a scratch on our witness protections. Woo! That's way too easy. You sunflowers better come back and thank me later for this. Come on, man. Looks like that statement was going to come back and pay off way quicker than I expected, because in the very next level, in the Zen Garden tutorial, we are introduced to the idea of boosts. Boosts are just these little bonuses that you get for leveling up a plant that isn't a marigold in the Zen Garden. and they basically allow the plant to plant food right after being placed. This is extremely useful, and as you can see, with the plant fooded sunflower, we absolutely blitz through day 16 with absolutely no harm done to any of our lawnmowers. And I know what you might be asking, Southern Rack, why is there an iceberg lettuce in the middle of your defense? Not a soul is going to step on that iceberg lettuce. Well, dear reviewer, let me tell you that this is a very, very powerful slot in your defense. And it's just very overpowered. Just watch this. Boom. That's really crazy, man, honestly. Any plant which has an area of effect ability can be placed here, whether it is triggered on activate or just passive, right? An imp pear, shrinking violet, iceberg lettuce, all of these plants with great crowd control abilities can be placed in this slot, and whenever you want you can plant food them, and it's just very overpowered. Wouldn't have it any other way. Are you guys ready for another objective level? The main idea of this one is just that you can't have more than X amount of plants. Apparently Crazy Dave did not provide us with his usual infinite supply of pots and only brought 14 today. So I suppose to beat day 17 we'll only be able to use 14 plants. Now this obviously doesn't include instant plants. Once an instant plant has been used up, it doesn't count as a plant anymore, and you can plant that a thing again. So you can have as many instants as you want, but other than that, only 14 on the field at any one time. And even with that restriction, it's not much of a problem anyways, since we can always just have a little bit less sun producing and more of all the defense plants, and it's still more than enough to beat the level anyways, because the level 3 bloomerangs are just so broken. On day 18, Crazy Dave tells us about our first ever last stand. It looks like humanity has finally given up hope on Dave and I, and we are going to be forced to make one last defense to try and survive this copious wave of zombies. We only have a certain amount of sun, and no sun producers are allowed. And to be honest, I am not quite sure if we're going to make it this time. I'll try my best. I will plant the usual 2 layers of boomerangs and the bok choy layer, but we can only hope for the best.
I mean, who am I kidding? Of course the level is easy. I mean, do you really ever doubt me? The game is very, very simple at this point in time. It's never really going to throw a curveball like that. But yeah, Last Stand, still my favorite kind of mini game, objective level. So yeah, that's day 18 done. Day 19 was another moss colony level, but this time we also had the limit of plants. To be honest, once again, it's not a very difficult level. We had just the usual defense worked just fine, and I was able to get through fairly simply. The completion of day 19 rewarded us with the repeater. The repeater is just a pea shooter that shoots twice every time instead of once for double the cost. So it does make a lot of sense. If there was any reason to use pea shooter before, now they should be completely gone, because it is completely outclassed. You can see that I tried to use repeater in this level, but to be honest, it wasn't that great. I think Bloomerang is far better for Ancient Egypt, because it's cheaper and passes through multiple enemies. But that might also be because my Bloomerang is level 3 to my repeater is level 1, so we can always keep that in contention. In any case, I will still be using Bloomerang over Repeater for the rest of the world. We are so incredibly close to Zomboss's lair now. I can almost hear him plan his evil plans. It's day 21 of Ancient Egypt, and for this day we are given a bunch of new plants to try from Pirate Seeds as well as the later stage of Ancient Egypt. Sunflower, which is pretty mid if you ask me. And Kernel Cob, which is probably one of my favorite plants in the game. Melon Pulp, which is just the worst version of Winter Melon, which we're going to get later anyways. And I will be trying to use exclusively those plants in this level, and I think it did go quite well, although I did miss a little bit of the penetration from Bloomerang. Day 22 was another combination of moss and plant limit. I don't really know how much I can commentate on this because honestly it's getting very repetitive. But let me just say once again, another easy level because of our old plant setup. Nothing really has to change for Ancient Egypt. It doesn't really throw too many challenges at you, which I think I do appreciate for the first world. But yeah, it definitely gets harder later on, I know that. And I hope it's not going to be too jarring when I move on to the next couple of worlds. Day 23 was a regular level, but with one twist. This big guy over here, the Gargantua, Dr. Zomboss's most trustworthy minion, his right-hand man in every world. The Gargantua is a force to be reckoned with. They destroy plants in just one smash, and every plant is treated the same, no matter how tough. The Gargantua is one of the biggest threats known to PvZ, and that is why they can be taken out by exactly 2 plant foods. Yep, that's all it takes. And that makes level 23 quite easy, actually. Oh, man. Having defeated all other forces that lie before me, I now face off with one last challenge before the big man himself. The army of goons that will fight one last time, tooth and nail, to ensure that their master does not have to move an inch. These zombies will stop at nothing to stop me, and I think Mr. Crazy Dave and we are gonna have to wait for one last attack before the boss. This is it, day 24 of Ancient Egypt. This is where the action goes down. Oh, the final wave is coming. Is it? Send everything you've got. I can take it all. Oh, that was it. Ah, man, what a great climax. Having defeated all of the minions, only the great boss stands before me now. Dr. Zomboss, commander of all zombie forces in Ancient Egypt. I challenge you to a battle for the ages, a battle for the rights to rule over this period of time. Zomboss, are you ready to face me and my army of plants that I've prepped on this conveyor belt? Are you really? Let me hand over to the live version of myself for the narration now. Alright, Dr. Zomboss, who do you think you are? Let's 1v1 right now. He hasn't done anything yet. Let's go for this. How am I meant to hit him up there? Hello? How am I supposed to get anybody up there? Oh, you better not be lining up for a charge. Okay, looks fine, looks fine. Okay, well, we have really no luxury for symmetry here. Another bucket head, I see. Alright, okay. We can deal with this. No, okay. Let's freeze this guy. We'll try and deal some more damage to Zomboss. He's getting low, I can feel it. No. No, my repeater. I can't afford that to happen. Well, I mean, joke's on you, buddy. There's nothing there. Alright, we'll go here for some more bok choy. I just need to clear the graves. Clear the graves. I'm gonna freeze whatever he spawns. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay. I'm not gonna use the nuts. Hello? It's November. I need to use a plant food. Apparently repeater plant food absolutely shreds this man. Oh yeah, you're right. Alright, let's do something about the Gargantua. Cool. Alright, how am I gonna
No, I accidentally used the power up. That sucks. I was misclicked, man. I didn't mean to. Alright, there are no more graves to bust. That is a problem. Let's freeze it all. Just a bit more time to think. Uh-oh. Oops. Okay. I used one extra plant food. Beautiful. Blocked the charge with a plant food. And now we're almost finished. One more plant food. Oh. Oh, there we go. Zomboss down. Easy battle. We get a key. And so I defeated Zomboss in ancient Egypt once and for all. But was that it? Was that how the story ended? No. You see, Zomboss was able to get away on his last legs like a coward, and on his way out he dropped a key that gave me the exact information I needed to follow him into a new world, a sea, scurvy, and watery graves. I was ready for the challenge, and I cannot wait to catch that man again in the pirate seas.